Welcome to the Grand Design Series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 17th of July 1993. And in the last part we were fixing a number of happiness issues, but especially up in this area where we've got a very high crime rate. If I show you the overlay, we still got that very high crime rate. I think it's going to take quite a long time to actually grind it away, despite the fact we've built two more police stations here, and they're fully manned. This one's got a little bit of a problem with a health risk because I built it slightly out of range of this sewage tank. So what I've done is I've put another one in here because we will probably expand out this way a little bit more. In fact, now it's dark, you can probably see the crime rate. It's 5-7%. It's a little bit lower in this area, so I think we are slowly grinding away that area there. Now, I did get a suggestion from Vimes about checking my prisons to see whether anyone's actually whether we're actually how can you put it, making sure that we're not returning people who are not criminals into the community. So I have a look around. I'll just use this as an example. We've got a few people in here with quite a high crime rate. We've got 96% here, and they're serving sentences. Well, this is a serious crime. It says 0.2 to 5.9. So what I'm going to do is just to see if I can push that a little bit further. We come to the the courthouse, because we built a courthouse up here. The courthouses are now very much back under control. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to push that up a little bit. I don't want to push it up too far because otherwise I'm going to have to end up building another prison. But I just want to make sure that anyone getting into here who's a hardened criminal or something will get how can you put reformed. But I think the problem is if the percentage gets too high. I mean, I've never looked into this in great detail, but I think if the percentage gets too high, say kind of over say 20%. There, we got someone here with 96% crime rate. I think some of these people probably won't be completely reformed, but hopefully they will increasingly become a minority. So that is the current situation. Of course, in the last part we were working on this area, and this is where I still want to work in this in here. And what I've done is I've kind of put the road system in advance. And I was looking at this, and you can't got no pass through with a road. So I thought what I'll do is, just to be a little bit kind of unusual, I've put a roundabout in this one. I've put a kind of a loop with footpaths here, and I've also put in a little bit of an arch because this is going to be our tourist town, and this one's a little bit more developed. I've kind of put this in, but I'm kind of thinking that I may need to reduce this a little bit. This has got Dnipro blocks in it. And the reason I've kind of put all these round the central kind of underground here is that obviously we're going to need to get a lot of workers there. So this is going to be a modern city, similar to what I've been building before. And it's going to be, I think what I might do is take some, kind of readjust this. And the other thing I've also done is spent some time putting in the railway. Now, because this is going to be three fairly large cities, what I've decided to do is go for a direct approach with respect to delivering the food, clothes and electronics, and I've put in a small open store here as well for all the resources that we're going to need to do the repairs. I haven't put the mole connection in here simply because I got too far away from the construction office to be able to do the leveling. So I think what I've done, let me just check. I've got to remember where I am now. Where am I? Here. Yeah, I think it was there, and I think I'm moving the excavators up to here, so it should be close enough. The other thing I'm also going to do is I saw this on a video that Boljo was doing. He was doing a review of somebody's game on his island challenge. And I noticed very briefly when I was watching that, somebody was running a rail line directly through a rail distribution office. So I thought what I'll do is I'll give this a go for the main supplies to the cities here. The other thing I've also done, which I actually mentioned in the previous part, is I've run in the fuel distribution here in preparation, because we're going to need to supply fuel to here in order to be able to come to supply the aircraft. Also, this is going to be our source of fuel for this area as well. Although this has grown into a little bit of a monster. This is going to be our waste collection area. Now, we're going to get a lot of waste from the aluminium plant, so I'm actually putting in a dedicated waste pickup point. This is a normal claw dump. I've put in a mixed waste one here as well, because I think we're going to get so much waste from this area. This basically needs its own collection area. And then what I've done is I put a separated waste in here as well, just so that if we separate out anything, we can put it into there. This is also going to be a bit of a test, because again a shout out to Vimes. He's been doing a lot of work with rail distribution offices and moving waste, and I just want to use this as more of an experiment. And some of you who follow the series may guess that this is becoming a little bit of a trend. I'm starting to kind of push a few boundaries just to experiment with some other kind of bits and pieces. Whoops, I'm in the wrong place. Now, to give you an update of where I am here, is the rail lines are going down, but we're lagging very badly behind with the construction. So one of the things I do want to concentrate on is getting more, how can you put it, construction capability up here to try and build all this as quickly as possible. But I still want to try and get this area in. Now, I've got to be very vigilant. This is one of the reasons why I've got the game on pause, because this, with the construction trains coming in and out of here, I've had a few problems. And what I've had to do, so actually just smell, yeah, they are covered, is make sure, because I had one instance where there was a blockage here which spilt back onto this line, and it blocked up all the trains in this area, and then that started to cause food shortages. Now, another reason why I've got this on the game on pause is that we're on the 17th of July, which means the harvest is just about to start. And what I want to do is check what's in my silos. This one's empty, which is good, because I want to try and get the maximum. You can see the harvest has just started here. This is down to 1200. This has still got a little bit too much in it, but in some ways that's both a good point and a bad point. This one is still full, and this one's got a little bit in it as well, so hopefully we'll be able to pull out some of that over the harvest cycle. This one's empty, this one's empty, which is good. This one's still got 2,000 crops in here. This one's getting a bit low as well, but it's good because it's on the 17th of July. That means that my contingency over here, we'll check to see whether that's actually been used. This is empty, which is good, and so's this. So in theory, if this is working well, if I check here, okay, you're delivering the grain and meat. You're delivering 350 tons to grain and meat. Why are you going that way? I'm a bit confused over why you're going out that way. I just want to check the signals, because he should go that way. I'm not exactly sure why you would be going all the way around the other way. As usual, this game throws up distractions, but this is something I do need to sort out if it is a problem, because this is going to be the cornerstone of what we're going to be doing. So that's gone in there. I just wonder whether you're going to pick up any more. Okay, let's see where you're going. Right, you can get to that way. You're going to come all the way out here. You're going to come into here. You're going to pick up 165 tons of crops. Collision trains cannot pass here. Well, This should be... Right, that line goes that way. See, it's turning that way. I'm not seeing why that would go that way. Why wouldn't you go that way? Is there's not a... There it is. It's that one. Yeah, I must have flipped that signal the wrong way round. So it's that one there which blocks off this link here to there. Okay, we fixed that. That's good. Right, I saw a message up here. Train waiting too long. Where are you going? Oh, you're out here, so you need to go back, get sent back to there. Collision trains cannot pass. Okay, looks like these guys have fixed their problem over here. Okay, so we're now in the dark. We've got 80 messages. I'm just going to delete all the messages. I think the rest of the map is working quite well. In fact, I don't think, did I give you an update over here? I can't remember, so we'll just give you a quick look at here. This area here, if I change to happiness, it's still a little bit low because it took this happiness obviously dropped a lot lower there, but we are now got capacity here. This police station, this bus station here, I am going to put a road connection out to here like that, and we're going to put the helicopter crew on that. The reason for that is that I'm kind of half thinking that if I've got a little bit of unemployment in this area, if I don't need the workers up here, I can send some more workers into this area if it's required. So, and what that will mean is that the buses can then go round in a loop. Up here, this area has probably recovered the best, but then it was the one with the most direct effect. And what we need to do now is just keep expanding out this area here. Just let the game run, get out of the dark so we can get up and start doing some planning. And what I've done here is we've got an array of vehicles and we're producing skips and stuff like that here. In fact, I've got, wow. Okay, these guys are going a little bit kind of crazy. I've probably got too many of these now. I'm going to send you all there so that you can cover. Now, the one thing I do want to do is start producing something like covered holes, proper covered holes, because this is one of the bigger thingies. Let me just see if I come in here. Yeah, we're at a point now. Yeah, we want the KMZ 5410. I'll just double check that I haven't got it. No, because I think it's time to start now producing some standard, quite heavy ones here. It's going to cost us 13 million, but we've got plenty of money. Wait for the save game to go through. And what we're going to do is covered holes. And I'm going to start, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now at the moment I'm still not playing with the what we call it, enabled. The change that's been made which allows you to queue multiple times. We've got one fire truck left in storage. We got no vehicles, so we need to build some fire trucks by the look of it. Let me just check. Oh no, we got one of these left. We got 4 of those were good for the moment, I think, for fire trucks. Ambulances, we got 3 of those left in there. We got 3 of these left in storage. I think the ambulances we can build somewhere else. In fact, maybe it's time to maybe make some open holes as well. We want the KMZ 5410 again. Yeah, I think it's time to start ramping this up a little bit. Open holes. I think it's a, oops, open hull speed. We'll buy this. It's, what's this? It's going to cost 1,705. Wow. And going to just go here. Open hull. 1, 2, 3. Well, just let that run. In fact, we'll make it set it to about 10 of those as well for the moment. And what that will do means is that I will have the vehicles, because at the moment, I think if I come to the history, we've got KMZ with cranes, but you can see we're now increasingly starting to replace some of the open holes. And there you can see a covered hull, open hull. So this is now starting to kind of come up here. You can see we're also replacing the helicopters as well. So that's something we need to kind of keep an eye on. Now, actually, before we go, sorry about this. Where am I? I just want to check to make sure my trains are construction trains are still fully occupied yet. I think you've got a bit too much in the way of work, but that's okay. Let me just see these guys as well. Okay, you're down to 2. I mean, these are the guys I really want to make busy as possible, to be honest. I think for the purposes of this video, these guys are running out this way. I think what I'm going to do is give them quite a lengthy job. Yeah, this guy looks like this guy's just finished. And you're going to come up that way. I think we'll get them here because we've got to get out here to this crossover. I think what I will do though is I'm just going to put a signal semaphores about there and there, because I don't want them to go any further than a train length out that way, because I don't want them going off across the map, not just yet anyway. What are you doing? What are you building? Oh. Okay, you're still building the sewage to take the water away from this area. So, what I want, sorry about this. Yeah, at the moment I've got these set. What I've done is the vehicles coming to here, I've taken away from another construction office that was down over by I can't remember. I think it was over in this area here. Arrowed out somewhere. Oh, it's this one here. Concrete CO. Actually, I think what we're going to do is we're going to demolish you. I don't need you anymore. And what I will do is you guys can do the demolition in slow time. Anyway, let's just get back up to here. I'm just going to come back to here and we can get down to what I really want to do in this part, which is the start with looking. Okay, we've now got these guys built. What I want to do now is put in the what we call it, the shopping mall up here. So we're going to put in the full-size shopping mall, which I like to use. We're probably going to need another one as well. What I'd like to do is I'm going to put you in as an apex like that. Actually, it's going to get you in a bit closer like that. But that's amazing. I didn't need to level it. Yeah, when I was trying to put this in off camera, I couldn't get any level sight. And what I'm going to do is we're going to put a fairly large, I can't remember which warehouses. I'm putting some fairly large warehouses in as well. I can't remember now. It's one of the bigger ones. The reason I'm going slightly over the top with the warehouses is simply down to the fact that I think it's this. Actually, if we could put this one in, then actually, yeah, if I put this one in here, because we're not really going to want to go that much further because of the pollution from what's around. So if we put you in there, what I can do is store the mechanical components, electrical components, and things like that, which I need for the repair business as well. We're going to put a cargo station in. Maybe actually, let's just put in the meat storage. Not actually. What's this one? This is 75. Maybe if we put a meat stall that's in a little bit over the top as well. The reason I'm going for this is that we may need a supplementary source of meat because we may have to put additional shops in. So maybe having a little bit over capacity will make sense. Put you in like that. And then I think what we'll do is we'll come off of here because this is only for the construction of the metro. So this line can be a little bit more over. I mean, it's not like it's going to have lots of through traffic or anything. Come on, game, you can do it. And then we're going to run here. We're going to have to lay a lot of track down here as well. But my main concern is that obviously I must have turned F4 off. And what we'll do is just going to remove those. Put that there. And technically that now completes the rail line capability here as well. So much to build, so much to build. Now I've been thinking a little bit about the town. So I've already mentioned that this is going to be a modern town. I'm probably let me just see. I don't like these, to be honest. I think I'd like to have something a little bit more open in the center here, like that. And because we got this here, I think I think maybe what we'll have is footpaths here and create a kind of a little bit of a square here. So now, as I've already mentioned, as I want to have a theme, I want this one to be historic, and this one I want to play around with some buildings which I've subscribed to a very long time ago, but I've never ever got round to building them. So what we're going to have is a kind of mini Manhattan here. And if I kind of show the buildings now, I've also done a calculation with respect to the numbers of residents. Now, this one is got to supply workers to some of the bigger buildings. So this town here is going to need a population of around 4,700 workers to drive the industry. So you can add another 1,500, 2,000 on top. So this town's going to need about 6,000 workers. The one in the center won't need that much except for the tourist industry. And the one at this end is going to need 5,790 workers. So you can see that to get all this up and running, but of course, as I've mentioned in previous videos, we may not get all this actually up and running. I'm going to let the game run slowly so I can keep things under control. So we're going to start in this area, and I've built a kind of a circle here. Now, if I go to the residential mods, now I've got to find the buildings that I'm interested in. It's these here. So like we got a New York annex. Now I accept completely that these are way over the top because these are like going to have 680 people in. But what I want to do is create a kind of a skyline. And say this is purely for the fun of things. So we're going to put maybe we'll put that's 680. This is the one that's got a low lot on it, I think. Now, what we've also got here is the Singer building. We've got the Singer building V2, and we've got an improved Singer building. This one's got 450 in it. This one's got 480. We've got a larger Singer build. Wow, that's now this has got a needs a road connection. Does that? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put the large Singer building on this side, and this is going to take another 650. So that gives us about 1,300 workers in just 2 buildings. We've got the Singer building base. What have we got here? We've got a historic residential tower. Wow. This has got 1,200 workers in it. Oh. This might be going a little bit over the top, to be honest. But it's fun. I think what we'll do is this has got a little bit of an angle. So if we put you about maybe kind of cutting the angle of the... Where's the footpath coming up? Let me just see. It's coming up there. Just there. So if we... This is 1200. This is V2. Okay, we'll use the V2 version, and we will just tuck you in here. Maybe I'm not going to get this rate. I might not. I may get. I want to be able to put footpaths around here, so let's put you there. So we've got 3 major buildings, so it's going to give us. This is 1,200, so this is about 3,000 odd people. Now, I'll be completely upfront. I've got no idea. Got Park Row up here, Montgomery Apartments. Okay, so I mean, we could create an effect like that, but that's got a collision on it. Let me just see. If we had some no collision buildings, we could create an effect here. Now this building's got another 550. If we put you, actually, can we get you? No, I think we kind of build a plaza or something around this central. Actually, oh yeah. That gives us 2 skyscrapers side by side. I think that's probably enough to get started with. And then, of course, what we can do is add supplementary housing around this. And we can bring a road out through here, but we've got another road here. So I think that's... Well, no, let's just go and see if we can find another one. Montgomery Apart. What have we got down here? Historic residential tower. I know we've already got you, haven't we? As I say, I subscribe to these buildings, but I've never really ever got round to building them simply because they don't they don't really fit into the kind of general model of what this one doesn't need. And oh, this one looks like it might be no collision, so I think maybe we'll just tuck you. Yeah, I mean, this is the reason why I've had a resistance to these buildings in the past. Is now I think that's going to be big enough for the moment, and then what we can do is put the interconnections in later on. In fact, what I could do, now that is a roundabout, and it took me a long time to get a roundabout. The way I got this roundabout in, because we got 2 road connections in the center, what I had to do in the end is I had to do this as a clone and then try and drop it in, but it took a lot of time, which is one of the reasons why I did it off camera. Yeah, I think we can do that, and then what we can do is put in heating plants and stuff in the center here. Now this one in the center here, this is going to be more historic because What I would like to do is put in some hotels. So what we're going to do this way is we're actually going to look at our hotel, small hotel. We got Hotel Ukraine, like something. This is really going to need a. This is actually from the DLC. If you want to use it, it's not available in the base game and it's not available in the workshop. How many? You can have up to 600 tourists. I think the question is, I think maybe having them all the residents in one hotel might actually make a difference. The alternative is we got 150 for this one. This is the, I think it's the Continental, isn't it? City Hotel there. So let's just have a look at the mods actually. What have we got in the way of hotels here? We've got the Hotel Saloon. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Actually, that's Hotel London, Old World Inn. We've got the Singer Hotel. This has got 500. I think that would look a little bit out of place. It's kind of small hotel. That looks a bit urbane, doesn't it? I want something that's looks a little bit more historic. Hotel London. Yeah, well, not that one. About the wow. This one's actually got this will hold 1,000 tourists. Wow. I think that might be a little bit over the top. Garden Hotel, Hotel Continental. How many? That'll hold 400. It's a shame we don't have something that's got a bit of an angle. Actually, if I change the road here, because technically this road is kind of predominantly cosmetic. So say if I bring the road out like that and then send you this way, we could possibly put the Hotel Continental, if I can find it again. Got an MDA. Wow, well, that looks pretty cool. This has got 250. I think I've built that one before. Hotel London. I think we'll put the Hotel Continental on this corner like this. This will give us 400 tourists. That will fit nicely with the shop. So we'll put you there. Then we're going to put some residential kind of features here. And then what we can do is just kind of space things out a little bit. So what I want to do now is try and put in some residential here, because we're going to need to service not just the hotel but the attractions. So we need to, I've put this thing in. This is the Charles Bridge. This comes from the other DLC, like off here, I can't remember what it was called. It comes under these sections here. If you come in here, like the Eiffel Tower, we could put the Eiffel Tower in just for the fun of it. We've got Monument to the Party Founding, which is a little bit over the top. We've got the Mostar Bridge as well, but we don't have a lake. Got the Statue of Liberty. I did try to put the Statue of Liberty in the centre, but I couldn't build over those entrances. We got the Triumphal Arch, but this doesn't actually have a road. This is why I went for the Charles Bridge. Got Big Ben we could build. Am I going to be patriotic? And actually, we could probably put Big Ben in here. The trouble is, I don't get an indication of what we can use these for. We've got the Brandenburg Gate. Again, I don't want it to look silly. That's the key thing. How much does this? How much does this take to build? It doesn't take that much. I think for the fun of it, guys, we're going to put Big Ben in. It's going to look a bit odd with the fact that we've got won't have the Houses of Parliament next to it, but we'll put Big Ben in. So that would be like a key feature. And then what we need to do then is build out an historic town out this way. So again, we're going to go to the residential buildings. I'm looking for, let me just see, I'm just typing his got historic apartments. No. So we could build in something that would make it the place look slightly oldie worldy. The other option is, now I have used these buildings before, but I actually do like them quite well. Oh wow, okay, I like that. If I could fit the... Yeah, I think if we can push this back... Actually, if I flip that back to the way it should be... I mean, I don't think this has got 250, but I don't care about the density per se. I think if we drop you in about there... I think we got some historic buildings from Moscow as well, laying around somewhere. The question's going to be is finding them. We'll put a road there so we can market the fact that this needs a road connection. I think that looked pretty tidy just there. You've got Spire House, 50s house, beach apartment. Right. Let me just see. That's party member housing. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. I mean, we could put that round here, but what we've got is these houses. Now, these can be a little bit tricky to put together. But we could create some kind of avenue here. And again, another square. So if I put in, this is the QL Corner House Gorlitz. So now this only has 89 workers, but so we can create that's the corner house, I think, isn't it? Yeah, that's the corner house for Gorlitz. Now, if I can find, and then what we can do is kind of put in a couple of these. Now, these have very high there, but they are very intensive in materials. And then we can put another little row house there. And what we can do, actually, yeah, if I can get corner house in, we can move this road over. I need another corner house. That's going to put a great big wall up on this side. Let me just see if I can... Okay, that fits a little bit better, so we can tuck you there. And then we can turn you round like that. Actually, no, I want a row house. That will come... No, this is a thin row house. It kind of fits in like that. No, it's horrible. Don't like it. Old tenements. This is Shoals. Oh, that looks a bit better. Although it will stick up a little bit, but I think it's high enough to... Actually, that looks quite nice as well. Actually, I think this... Okay, let me just... We've got one going that way. This is like got a road entrance. I don't really want a road entrance Um, oh, this is a... I think we can put you like facing the Charles building like that. We should be able to get a footpath in between there. And then that's House Charlotte, not Charlotte. I'm all on about. We could put these over this side. What we could do is but these have got an open end. Let me just see if I can find another corner house. We can put a corner house there, like that. And maybe we can put a corner house here. So we create a kind of open square like this. And then maybe it won't line. I don't think what we'll do is we won't try and close the square. We'll just... Actually, we'll set you back a little bit like that. And then we'll drop another one in like that. So we'll create a square, but it doesn't have to be a perfect square because it's kind of represents different periods. So we kind of created a little enclave like that. And then what we want to do is create something along here that doesn't impinge with the kind of the overall effect. So we're going to come here. What we got here? Row House Charlotte. Wow, that's big. See, this type of housing, you really got to kind of create an end type house here. That's nice, but it's got a road connection through it. This one, what you've got to do is, actually, we'll put it in. No, we won't. That's Charlotte. We can get something like that. I want something that's got a little bit of texture on the end. Let me just see. It's a corner house. We could put something just like that there. Actually, we could probably put you there like that. Leave a gap around Big Ben so we can create a kind of square effect. Put you there. And then put in another house here. This will be hot. It's not going to be not quite so high. And then we could put a house there. That will kind of line up with the roof line there. Then if I come back here, I could put in kind of building like that there. Then what we can do is kind of create a kind of a footpath avenue through here. Let me just see what else we got. Historic apartments. These have got like 100 people. Could put it that way. Maybe a little bit further out. Probably put you. The shopping mall is there. Actually, we could probably put you. What's the? Yeah. Right, let me just extend the road out this way. Past this like that. In fact, what we can do is extend you out that way like that. And then we can put a road across there. Maybe a little bit closer. Like that. That creates a kind of ring effect there. If I bring a road out like that. we can put in some buildings here. What you got? 90%, 72 workers. I just want to create a city centre, which we can then kind of put in the necessary bits and pieces. See, we could, that's got a front entrance, but that's got that bit going that way. We could put these in. These are 8-story Stalankas. Let me just see. See, this has got, what we could do is, I think I've used these before as well. And what you can do is put them like this. And what you can do is create a kind of a square like this, but it takes a little while to line things up. And that one doesn't really fit on the corner. Actually, that looks quite nice, actually. But we'd have to put you kind of getting a little bit far away, but I think we can put the Grunwald here. What are you? You're the Monsma. What's this one? Well, just drop into this corner just like that. What this creates is a kind of enclosed court. Anyway, I'm running out of time on this video. We haven't made that much and I don't want to build in too much here, but I think you've probably got the general idea of what we're trying to do. So I think the last 10-15 minutes, I'm just going to do some routine bits and pieces and work just to see how things are going. Let's get back to our courthouses. Not that much is going to be changing, to be honest. What I'm looking for on the courthouse is this. It says minor crime. These now are getting, it says chance to solve, low chance. There is a probability of a low chance of solving this crime. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start ejecting these so that we can divert resources, because if there's no point, people, especially the minor crimes, well, I know we're going to be doing it, but the way to get ahead is to kind of eject out the people that are causing minor crimes, and then that means that we can focus more on the major crimes. Okay, we've got some more minor crimes here. I know it's kind of throwing people back into the community, but the only way we're going to gain against this lot is to be able to kind of yeah, you've got some limitations. So we're not wasting resources on these here. I know it's kind of bad. It's the only way we're really going to get above here. Excessive, yeah. Why are we not... We have a problem with unemployment in this area. Do we have any spare capacity? We just look. There's another thing also that you need to be aware of, is that if you've got free flats in your area like this, what happens is escaped criminals will get into here. I think we're gonna let some people into here so we got more workers. Also, these might have a bit more of a positive effect on the overall population. Happiness is too low. Yes, yeah. So we're going to get some more workers into here. I mean, the food store here should keep them happy. And of course, these will have a positive effect because they are over 21s who don't have it. Now, the only real possible problem we may have is with the kindergarten. Okay, looks like we've got another one here. Right, we've got a traffic jam. I just want to check this. I've got to be... Okay, that's done. That's good. And the other thing I want to do is make sure that we've got no rail tram jams. Get rid of you. I anticipated that very, very successfully. Now, what I am doing is trying to get this line connected, but what I'm not going to do is put electricity into it. I'm not going to build these lines as electrification. The reason for that is that this could cause, if I put a power in here, these trains coming through here may actually suddenly decide that they want to use the bit that's being built. So I've built the track connection now, but we don't want the electric trains coming through here just at the moment. But we've now got that connection going. Thank you, game. Okay. Ignore the signal. Yep. Okay. I could give this guy an assist. Yeah, we will send him home. He's on his way home anyway, so this is a way that you can speed up your track laying, but it's a little bit of a painful thingy. I think that's been built now, so can we put some... Just going to put same as that one. That just breaks the track up a little bit. Actually, I think what I will do... Does this need electrification? I don't want to electrify the last little bit, but does this need to be electrified? Let me just check. Now this bit's been electrified. It's just that bit there that's not been electrified. That's been electrified. That we've got a bit of track here that needs to be electrified. So we'll just sort you out there. Wait for this guy to get out the way. We can back electrify that. How are we doing up here? Right, this bit needs to be built. Is this... I think this... Right. Let me just get over to here. Right. Want you to work on this bit. Why doesn't the... Oh, this needs to be built first, because it can't get into there to do that. So this needs to be a bit higher priority. Where are you going? Aha. Bang on schedule. This guy can lay in this little bit of track here. Complete this bit through here. That means we can then allocate that bit there. So we can just do this. Bit worried about why are you not connected? Let me just take a quick look at what needs to be. Okay, so none of this going forward has been electrified. What we need to do is finish off building. Where are that? For that art thou? Needs this bit built. Okay, let me just get to here. And then once I've just done this, we'll do a bit of a general health check here. Okay. Where is it? Okay, back over to here. And what I want is, we should be able to build that bit now and get this bit tidied up. Because once this is built in, we can start thinking about bringing the dry bulk bit. We need to put the power supply in as well, but that's still in the process of being built. We need this built as well. This is going to be gravel, isn't it? This brings the gravel into here. So once the power's in here, we can start delivering gravel. The question's going to be is where we're going to bring the gravel from. Right, that's probably a good way to come up here and see what these guys are up to. Okay, we're still working on that. Let's see what my what we call it are. Okay, you're down to 2. What are you actually laying track on here? Okay, you're allocated to there. We'll probably get a collision, but what I would like these guys then is to work into this area. Let me just see, where are we? Yeah, I know the happiness is too low. Let me just see. Right, we need this bit built because we're still working on this to get this delivery section in here. This bit needs to be built. At the same time, we need to keep putting in more and more track in this area. I think what we'll do is, no, that's all going that way. I think we're just get one there, and then we'll put another, put that bit in, and that bit to keep them busy. Got 111,000 at the moment. We've got 1,967. Let me just check the population over here. See how many unemployed people we've got here. Okay, we've still got quite a lot of slack, so I think we're gonna bring in some more over 21s here. Have I actually laid that underground sanitation pipe? No, I haven't. Okay, I'm not exactly sure how the waste got collected here, because as far as I know, I've got no water collection here. There's no trucks here that collect the waste. Okay, we'll just dump off a few more of these. The blue ones are minor crimes, so letting those go has less effect. What we really need to do is prosecute the serious crimes. So if we dump off the minor crimes, maybe medium crime, another minor crime there. As I say, I think it's going to take a little while to actually kind of grind out the overall thing. Maybe we'll remove some of these as well. Just dump off the minor crimes. See, this one's starting to get a little bit of control. Too many criminals. Yep. This is the criminal hotbed that caused all the problems in the first place. This is full of what used to be full of lots and lots of criminals. See, we've got 12% criminality in that area. Okay, so we're now running fairly well. We've built in this area here. This is going to be quite a major project. The other thing I've also done is I've got these guys starting work on a road bridge. In fact, unemployment too high. Where was that? Oops. Oh, wait, stop it. Okay, we've got... Maybe I've got a little bit too ambitious. 216 workers without a job. Okay. Wondering... Do we have some spare trams? Yes, we do. I'm kind of thinking... Maybe it's time to set up the second route. Another route. So... Do we have people queuing up on... Yeah, we got loads of people working that way. Now, I think this route's... Where are you, Trammy? See, this one kind of goes in that way and picks up from there and from there. I think if we start with another tram route. Oops, thank you, game. There. Where's the end station? There's the end station there. Okay. Let's start from there. Pick load from there, just workers. We're going to take you up to here. Unload. Say 50%. Go to there. Unload. Workers. Then you're going to run round to there. Unload workers. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go to there and say unload workers. But I don't want you dropping off there. And you can come back to here. And just unload whoever gets on that way. And I think what I might actually... No, just remove you. What we'll do is we'll add you there. Pick up workers. Run down through here. To there. Actually, no, you can load everybody. And then when you get back to here, you can unload everyone except workers. What that will do is get a circuitry flow. Actually, this is a bit of a mistake here. I didn't finish the track. Okay, let me just get to... That's a bust. Okay, get to this one, remove it. I think the game is just kind of spoofing me a bit. Okay, let me just see where that is. Just say unload anybody. Okay, we got that the right way around now. And then what we'll do is, of course, what we're going to need to do is give them somewhere to work and give them a reason to go out here. So what we'll do is we'll open up this factory and this factory as well. And what you can do is just suck up all those excess workers for the moment. Okay, let me just clear the... And you can, once the line settles down, that should pull away some of the workers. And that would... Okay, so the sewage tank's filled up again. Okay, they've got some more minor crimes here that can't be solved, so I'm just going to keep removing them for the moment. like that. And we'll do it again over here. Get rid of you. 5, 7, 8. So we'll just keep these guys. So that area there is looking good. This one is built back up again, but I think we'll get there eventually. Anyway, I've gone over time on the video, so this is where I'm going to leave it. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.